Time for the main event!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out any future videos. So as we wait for more WWE 2K26 news, there's a lot of contract stuff going on that I wasn't sure if I should make a video on or not because it sounds like it's a rumor. We might touch on that in the next video, but for today, I want to go over another game, a different game, that kind of feels like a wrestling game as far as like the mechanics and how it functions and stuff. And that is the Dead or Alive franchise. So Dead or Alive 6 Last Round comes out next month on June 25th, as of the making of this video. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed or anything. And I have been a huge fan of the Dead or Alive franchise ever since the PS1 days, for obvious reasons. Back then, the gameplay wasn't that great, but it had this crazy fan service thing that was hilarious to play and funny to watch. So anyway, but as the game progressed and we got sequels and they built out the game's mechanics more and more and more, they made one of the best fighting game franchises out there. But it has this bad rap and it has this thing attached to it where, oh, Dead or Alive, it's just a fan service game. Well, obviously people that say that have never played it because the mechanics in these games remind me of a wrestling game. Just the way you can counter, the way you can set up all the moves. It is a 2D slash 3D arena fighter where you can go back and forth and stuff like that. But it's one of my favorite ones. Like, the mechanics are so fun and they feel like they really dial it in, going from 4 to 5 and then 5 to 6. They really like just nailed it. 4 is one of my favorites, mainly because of the roster in that game. That game is so fun. It has a cool Spartan. I forget the character's name, but it's a female Spartan. It was one of the best characters in the game. That was my main. And the fourth one, I was so bummed when they went multi-platform and it wasn't in the fifth game. So I was hoping they'd come back in some capacity in the fifth game, especially now that Halo's on every console. Maybe that character will return in Dead or Alive 6 Last Round. That would be freaking awesome. Anyway. So for today, since this is the first video covering Dead or Alive 6 Last Round, I wanted to go over all the information, fully break it down, what we're getting, what's included, what's not included, what carries over from Dead or Alive 6, and all that kind of stuff. Because we have a nice little list here that I found, and I just wanted to make this video and test the water. So see if you guys are interested in the Dead or Alive franchise. Because despite all of the fan service, there is a great mechanical fighting game in there, and it's one of my favorites. It's the one I've played the most online, and I actually do pretty good at that. And when this one comes out, I will be playing this online. So anyway, without further ado, let's look at what's included and not included in the Last Round version. So here's all the information I have written down from various locations, mainly the main website, simple searches here and there, gathering all the information all in one place for you guys. It says key information. It says release date June 25th, 2026 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Windows PC via Steam. Currently, there is no Switch 2 version, but I can almost guarantee you that we will absolutely get a Switch 2 version by the end of the year or early next year. They would be really stupid not to have a Switch 2 version, especially how successful the Switch 2 is in Japan alone. And obviously Dead or Alive is huge in Japan. And it's I hope it gets up to where it used to be in the States, now that you can actually make fan service games and not get totally blasted by all the media. But yeah, hopefully that's the case. I have a very strong feeling it'll come to Switch 2 eventually. So you can hold out for that version, but you might as well, it's only $40, so it's not even going to break the bank. Anyway, editions. Both standard and a free-to-play edition, just like the other ones. The free edition is called Core Fighters with rotating roster and stuff like that. If you played a free-to-play fighting game, you know what you're in for. They are available simultaneously. I like how they have a standard edition to where you could literally it just includes all the characters. That's awesome. I would hate for this franchise to just go free-to-play because I feel like that would really, really hurt it in the long run. So I think it's cool they have both versions. That way you can test it out, see if you like it, but I encourage you, it's only $40. It's not going to break the bank, especially with how expensive games are now. Characters. It says it includes the original 24 characters plus 5 DLC characters. Neo Tengu, Phase 4, Momiji, Rachel, Tamaki, totaling the 29 playable fighters. Now, as of the making of this video, the extra characters from SNK, Mai Shiranui and Kula Diamond, are returning to the game, but they are not included with the game's initial price. You once again have to download them at an extra cost to get them in the game. But for a while there, it sounded like we weren't going to get them to return, so I'm glad that they were able to work it out and get them back in the game. It just sucks that even if you bought them in the last game, they will not carry over and unlock automatically in the next game. So you will have to purchase them and all the base costumes that they come with once again. That really sucks, but if it's the only way to get them in the game, I'd rather have that than them not in the game. So yeah, and with the game only being $40, I guess I can live with it. But still, that is really bad. They should have like a discount if you did buy them in the last game, and I feel like Team Ninja should just eat the cost. I mean, if they have to make money on it, they have to make money on it because this franchise does not do well like recently. Like the sixth one, I'm very shocked they're making a seventh game, but I'm very happy they are. That's why I'm going to support this, because I want more of Dead or Alive franchise, and I don't want it to die completely, which is hilarious of the name, Dead or Alive. Anyway, now on to costumes. Now this was a big one for me, and I'm glad I found this information. It says new costumes for popular characters like Kasumi, Ayane, Marie Rose, Honaka, and Nico, with some inspired by other Team Ninja titles. That's included with the base game. It says photo mode allows players to freely position characters, adjust poses, facial expressions, sweat, dirt, and capture stylish battle scenes. That'll be awesome for doing thumbnails when the game comes out, so that'll be extremely helpful. Gameplay improvements optimize for the latest hardware with enhanced gameplay mechanics, including break gauge, fatal rush, combos, and danger zone attacks. In the sixth game, they added in like a kind of, not really a finishing move, but like a super powerful cinematic. I don't want to say like a hyper combo finish move or whatever, but they added in basically finishers. And it actually was really fun and a cool mechanic, and it made the online really more interesting and fun. I really liked that mechanic when they added it into the sixth game. I played the online quite a bit. I'm only missing 2 trophies on the game, and they both involve the stupid combat trials. I've never been good at those in fighting games. I did them all in the 5th game, but I haven't been able to do them all with one character in the 6th game. So I've been playing it again as trying to make this video and other videos, try to get back into it because I want to get ready for the last round, because it's essentially the same game, just shiny coat of paint and new DLC items. Hopefully they fix a few things. We'll make a video on that too. That'll be the next follow-up video. But for today, I just want to go over what's included and what's not. Anyway, the next one is save data and DLC transfers. So this is probably the biggest thing here and the information I was mostly looking for, and I thought that's what was going to be part of the costumes part up here. But anyway, it says save data and DLC transfer. Players of the original DOA 6 can carry over DLC costumes, premium tickets, and save data. So that's really cool. So premium tickets. In Dead or Alive 6 on the PlayStation, they had these tickets to where you could unlock costumes. I don't think it ever got implemented into the Xbox version or the PC version, but on the PlayStation 4 version, they implemented it, and it was pretty cool because you could buy tickets to unlock costumes. It was, I don't know, it was a weird way to do it, but I think it was just a way to, because you had to spend like, I think it was like $2 or $3 on a couple tickets. I'll have to go look at it again, but I did it once or twice to unlock different customizable hairs and stuff like that. But this is really cool that this carries over, because this means if I go back and play 6 right now and do a bunch of stuff in the 6th one and buy a bunch of tickets and do a bunch of stuff and unlock a bunch of stuff, it'll all carry over. So if you see one of the DLC packs on sale, as far as like costumes or a season pass, which they go on sale quite a bit, I would pick it up, because those season passes are super expensive. So when they go on sale down to like 70% off sometimes, like, buy it, man. Like, I have almost all the costumes for 6 because all the DLC went on mass discount over the last couple of years. I'm only missing like a couple of them because they're not all included in the season passes, which was super annoying. Anyway, so that is great news for that. Now on to languages. It says the audio is available in both Japanese and English. Crossplay. Now this is probably the worst part about all the information we're talking about today. It says not supported between different platforms, no crossplay. For more details, trailers, and updates, the official website provides comprehensive information on gameplay, characters, and post-launch content plans. Now, I won't totally write this off, the crossplay not being included. I have a feeling if it does really well and it has a resurgence, that'll probably be one of the first patches or fixes that they put into the game. Because they don't want to have they probably don't want to put it in there right away, because then they'll have to pay. I don't know if Sony still has that tax where you have to pay to enable crossplay, because they don't want people buying on other systems to play with their players. If you want to play with PlayStation players, they want you to buy it on the system. I'm not sure if that's still in place. And they're not going to pay the extra cost to do that because the game's a re-release. I feel like this is a huge test for Dead or Alive 6 and Dead or Alive 7. And based on how this does, is probably how much funding and how much effort is going to go into Dead or Alive 7. So if you really want to support the franchise and have it stay alive and not be dead, no pun intended, well, we're going to have to put our money where our mouth is and really try to support this franchise. Like, I know that having to rebuy stuff is ridiculous, but it looks like the only thing we're going to have to repurchase is obviously the game itself for $40 to get all the upgrades and all that kind of stuff, and then My Shiranui and Kula Diamond, which to me, I'll probably just get Mai because I could care less about Kula Diamond. No hate or anything. It's just Mai Shiranui is one of my favorite female characters in all of gaming. And she goes I think she was one of the first ones too. It was her and Chun-Li, if I'm not mistaken, were the first two female characters. And of course, Samus Aran from Metroid series. So it's just really cool seeing them go all through these years and get a cool super high-res 3D render in a Dead or Alive game. That's awesome. So there is all the information I could find as of the making of this video for what's included, what's not included, the release dates, additions, characters, DLC, save data, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully we covered everything for you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments down below, because I am covering this game, or really getting ready to amp up in this game. In fact, I'm going to start playing it quite a bit. I might do a live stream. If this video does really well, which I doubt because it's a wrestling channel, then I'm probably going to start live streaming this game as well, because this game I could play with you guys. This would be fun, and I probably do plan on purchasing it on every console because it is only $40. Anyway, thank you for watching. Sound with comments below, and as always, stay frosty.